What's going on, people? I am Swerver, joined by co-host Illuminated Lenses, Coco Love, Journey to be Great. And this is the Opinionated Facts Media Group podcast. On this podcast, our mission is to build better relationships within the community through using the power of conversation. Journey, tell us what you got for us today.
Okay, a while back, we were talking about Megan Hall, which is the Tennessee officer that was fired because she was giving it up to a lot of the officers in the police station. As a matter of fact, not just outside the police station, but in the police station during working hours, giving head. She was also having threesomes with maybe a couple of the officers and their wives. She tried to get her husband involved in the threesome. Basically,
I didn't know that. Wait a minute.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Okay, at least she, wanted to share the fun, I guess.
Wow.
Yes, pretty much. Megan, she was a wild chick. I mean, it was about 3 or 4 officers fired, 3 suspended. Also, the police chief, he ended up getting fired because let me go back. So she's back in the news again. And now she is filing a lawsuit saying that she was groomed by her superiors. And so this led to the police chief getting fired because she was claiming that he knew about it. He also seen like some nasty, freaky pictures of her. And, he pretty much didn't do anything to discipline the others or whatever. And go ahead.
What was he supposed to do? If I'm the police chief and you're grown, and you doing that with other people, like what was? Let me chill out. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Because that when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. But now she's crying. She's the victim, and people. I guess it has been statements. After they did a full investigation, Megan. She also went around bragging about one of the police officers has a nice ass eggplant.
That's nice.
She went to.
Nice.
So she went around bragging and boasting about it, but now she's claiming she was groomed by her superiors. She had mental issues. They took advantage of her. Initially when she was approached to have sex and give head, she turned it down, but they kept asking, so she finally gave in, and now she wants to sue. So yeah, and it was interesting because prior to me hearing about this lawsuit, I saw that some former Ohio State players were recently found not guilty because a young lady accused them of sexual assault. And basically, it sounds like they end up running a train on the girl and she regretted it. So she, pressed charges or whatever. But when she got on the stand, her story wasn't consistent. And one of the players had a video of her saying that she consented to the sex. So they were found not guilty, but not to mention that ruined their football careers and stuff. So it made me think, because we hear about rappers and actors, when they sleeping around, they have consent forms that people have to sign. So I'm thinking since marriage is declining and we seeing more and more people just having this casual sex, is there something, even if you're not famous and you have all this money, is that something we may eventually go to that, if it's just casual, we got to sign a consent form saying, hey, I'm going to do this, we're going to do this, and that's it.
Okay, so it's got to be contractual before we get in the sheets.
Right. NDAs and everything.
Yeah. Well, we saw that with Lori, but it's not about sex. She was just, I guess it would be sex because she had it where, you had decided she was at one point.
It's more so, so you don't talk about her or your relationship with her after the fact. You don't have loose lips, basically, once it's over.
Well, I guess you're not saying it publicly because I'm sure you're still gonna be telling, somebody.
Yeah, she just better not hear about it, or I guess
you can't be out here be like, man, she fought in the bed and everything.
Well, you know what? I think this is crazy, man. I personally think that maybe in some cases, yeah. I mean, but it's usually high profile situations. I mean, now again, no, I don't know how low this goes. I mean, I personally have never seen that happen with people that I know, but obviously, we're just regular working class people. I'm sure it does take place though, but I don't know if a regular guy and a regular woman would get together because I mean, what do you have to gain?
I can see it from a guy's perspective. In some cases, like, because you do see just in general, people, they do something, women, I guess they do something that they regret. And by no means am I saying this is all the time, because I don't want to discredit anyone who has been assaulted or anything like that. So.
Right.
But in some cases, you do see where, a woman might falsely accuse someone or whatever, because they regretted their decision making the night before or whatever, or, especially younger people or whatever, you used to see it a lot and probably still do when it comes to interracial situation. So it could protect some people. Like I could definitely see it protecting men. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fact that sis is talking about the police chief and like it's just like I don't understand. Like, and then somehow she had mental issues. Like, who are we hiring on the because like let's not forget this was a police
Anybody.
officer. So she pulled people over for certain, what I'm saying? So if you do in fact have a mental issue that keeps you busting it open for everybody and their mama, then I am concerned about your decision making as a police officer.
Right.
Forget your sex life. I don't really give a damn who you busted open for, but I am concerned if you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to put that on someone else, I am concerned about you being an officer. So that's interesting to me. I think it's a little deeper than who you're sleeping with. I don't give a damn. I mean, but I do care about your policing.
She just got hit one of them nightsticks a little bit too hard. Shook a few things up in there.
Well, and I think what a lot of it boils down to is that this is so public. And they said the town that she's in, her father-in-law is, I guess, a well-known pastor. So that probably, has also, that has also added to it. So now because it's, basically her family has been humiliated. Now she wants to be like, she wants to cry the victim. And unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but I probably, I'm going to try to look out for this and see what happens. I think she may get something for the lawsuit because the simple fact now she's playing this. She's this innocent white woman and these big black men took advantage of her because most of the guys, and also, which I noticed too, the guys that were fired, they were black. I think one was Hispanic. The guys suspended, they seem to be, from the looks of their picture, they seem to be white males, the one that were suspended. So I'm thinking it's a possibility she may get something just because how our country is set up. So.
Well, it's a very touchy situation. I mean, these, we're just speaking our mind about this situation. I mean, obviously our opinions are our opinions. That was her decision. I mean, I don't see how she could blame this on anyone else. I mean, maybe if this happened to you once or twice or something like that, then maybe you can probably prove that. But I mean, if you had several men that you've been, I mean, that's just like saying, however many times she slept with all these different people that she was coerced all those many times. I mean, I don't understand that. But go ahead.
I mean, I wonder how it even got out because I mean, outside of obviously if grooming was happening, then that's no or whatever. But if that didn't happen, then how did all this even get out? Because I mean, as bad as this looks, I mean, a law wasn't broken. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was more of an HR situation.
That's true. That is true. But as far as like in the end, your question about consent or the statement that you made about consent, I feel like in some cases, it does in some ways seem like we do have to have consent like written down now because you do see this more and more. Now I don't know if, like I said, if it's been going on, I just wasn't aware of it, but you do start to see more stories, I guess, about this, about how people are going in and having this sex with people and then they come back and say, well, it wasn't consensual. So, and then even if they did, let me ask you this though, if it was consent, say you did sign the paperwork, I mean, would there still be a way around that? Could you still say, well, I was intoxicated when I signed the paper? Then what would it be then? Or I was high or whatever when I signed the paper. They forced me to sign it. Could she say the same thing about that?
Well, that is true because again, with these Ohio State players, I'm pretty sure they had this video in their possession prior to this whole trial, but they still end up making it to trial with video evidence of the young lady saying that she consented. So you're right. Just, I don't know. One of those things.
I think at the end of it all, like at the end of the story, it's just, I think society now, we've kind of made casual sex more of the norm versus you just being in having some type of relationship with the person. And I just feel like, casual sex, I mean, again, it's not illegal or anything like that, but at the same time, just realize that you are putting yourself, you're putting yourself at risk to this things happen when you just having sex with anybody. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things that's never gonna go away. So just if you gonna do that thing with somebody, you just, you know what I'm saying, make sure you know how they really is.
Yeah, because it may come out. That definitely may come out. But yeah, you guys, this is basically, we just want to do a short one real quick, just to touch on the situation that's going on with Miss Hall. I do hope that whatever's fair takes precedent in this situation, but of course we have no say so on how all this is going to turn out. But I want to thank y'all so much for listening to us today. We always appreciate the time. It's been a while, but we back at it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Swaver, joined by Illuminating Lenses, Coco Love, Journey to Be Great. This is the Opinionated Facts Media Group podcast. Until next time, peace.